Welcome to ABA League magazine. The final playoff series between Crvena Zvezda and Mega Leks starts on April 28th, and in the next two episodes you will find out how the teams are preparing for the upcoming battle. Mega Leks was the first team to book the place in the finals. At the very beginning, no one thought that the youngest team in the competition had any chance of competing for the championship ring. But in spite of injuries plaguing them throughout the season, Dejan Milović's boys shined bright. As their age would suggest, Mega had the highest possession percentage per game. As usual, their offense was fast-paced, but the change came on the defensive end, taken to another level of aggressiveness. In spite of their grueling schedule, the team from Sremska Mitrovica soon became one of the favorites. The young team's confidence grew with every triumph. A place in the playoffs as the fourth-placed team in the standings was a historic achievement for the club. Arenitović, Kaba and Jaramaz suffered severe injuries in the wake of an already challenging clash with the clear-cut favorite and the top-ranked team Budućnost in the semi-final series. However, Mega pulled off a sensational upset. They were the first team to defeat Budućnost in Podgorica. The semi-final series ended with a thrilling game in Sremska Mitrovica. A few days later, Dejan Milović's team found out who they'll be facing in the finals, the reigning champion Crvena Zvezda. But the injuries kept coming. Rade Zagorac and Timotej Luvavu were forced off the court. The burning issue with Mega Leks is the condition of the roster. The health of the players is as bad as we expected. No, it's getting better. Zagorac is back at practice and he will be ready for the finals. Luvavu is still recovering, but hopefully he will be back on the court by the end of the week. His status for the first game is still uncertain, but he is most likely out. He injured his ankle, and with this type of injury you can't easily predict the accurate date of recovery, whether he'll be able to play or not. We hope he will. The medical staff is doing everything in their power to help him. We'll see if it will be enough. Three aforementioned players who missed the semi-finals will be held out of the finals as well. More players suffered injuries in the meantime, causing more headaches for the coach, as the finals could consist of as much as 5 games in 8 days, whereas in the semi-finals the games were a week apart. Having virtually no time to rest and recover could present a huge problem for Mega Leks. I didn't even mention those 3 players because they're out for the season. They aren't even being considered for the final series. It is going to be much more difficult. Our roster has been cut down to 8 players, 6 of whom have had any playing time. 7 days are enough to regenerate and play 2 good games like we did. This way, playing every 2 days, that will be extremely difficult. But my players have proved me wrong many times before. What they have already achieved is beyond all expectations. I don't see why that can't happen again in the finals. The only thing we need is for Luvavu to be fit, to play on the level we know he can. If this is the case, we will be able to stand toe-to-toe with Crvena Zvezda. But what would be a good game? Crvena Zvezda is beyond any doubt the favorite. Should we win, it would be quite a surprise. Of course, we won't surrender in advance. This season we played very well against Crvena Zvezda in both games. We lost the second game in the last possession. It is in the spirit of sport to have hope. And the beauty of sport is that the competitor with more quality doesn't win every time. This was a great season for Mega, who not only reached the ABA League finals, but also won the first trophy in the club's history, the Radivoj Korać Cup. How the results such as that reflect on the confidence of a young team? That's rather a question for them, not for me. I'm a guy who believes in his team. From the first day I've been telling them that we've got the quality to achieve big things this season, and they proved me right. We had some astounding achievements. We won our first trophy and reached the ABA League finals. Budućnost was overall a better team, but we managed to beat them. I trust that the boys believe in what we are doing, and that is why results keep coming. Even though Crvena Zvezda undoubtedly has more quality and depth on every position, we are not giving up. This season, Mega has a 5-week gap between the semi-final and the final series. This is a situation that Dejan Milojevic has never been in, not even as a player. What is the team doing during such a long break, and how are they preparing for the final? It's not easy. I have no experience with this type of situations. This is my first time. We've tried to make a mini-series, as if it's a pre-season. I'll let them have 9 to 10 days off. And then we started with some light exercises, primarily getting back to game fitness, back in rhythm. After that, we played some tune-up games. Is that good enough? I don't know, probably not. It certainly isn't the same as playing competitive games, but we'll try our best not to let it show and play our best in the finals. This schedule definitely isn't good for the clubs who aren't playing competitive games. I can't imagine what it's like for teams like Partizan and Metalac who haven't played in 2 months. At least we have done the semi-final. They haven't even done that, so they're worse off. I hope that this season will be the last one played by this schedule and that it will serve as a lesson for the people who are organizing the calendar. For the second game in Pinky Hall, Mega had wonderful support from the stands. What kind of atmosphere in Sremska Mitrovica does Dejan Milojevic expect in the final series? Against Zvezda and Partizan, we never felt like the home team. The hall is usually full of their supporters. However, I think my players don't care if they are rooting for Crvena Zvezda or Partizan. What is important for them is that there is a crowd, that there are people coming to watch the game. We played the cup game in front of 5,000 Partizan fans and won. For the games against Crvena Zvezda, the hall is always full of their supporters. But this doesn't bother the players, and it doesn't bother me as their coach. Of course, it is nicer when someone is rooting for you, but the important thing is that there are people who want to watch good basketball. Sports are played because of the audience, because of the fans. It isn't important whose fans they are. It is important that they come. I hope the hall will be full. I'm sure that it will be, and that we will play some good basketball. The team's point guard Nikola Ivanovic has had an excellent season so far. The Montenegrin international is the team's MVP, the player with the most assists, and he was named MVP of the Radivoj Korać Cup final. What are this young player's ambitions for the final playoff series? Immediately after the games with Budućnost, we suffered some injuries. However, the team is finally coming together. We should be ready in time for Crvena Zvezda. 5 weeks is a long period of time. That is why we are playing games every week. These games are helping us get prepared. The last game we played was very intense against Partizan. This weekend we'll play another one, and then we'll start the last week of preparations for the finals. The defending champion Crvena Zvezda is the only team Mega couldn't defeat this season. Both games were very dramatic and decided at the very end. What is it like to play against Crvena Zvezda? What game plan could Mega use to pull off another upset? I think every team, even Crvena Zvezda, has a lot of respect for the way we play. It will be a very tough series, not just because of the mental preparation, but extremely physically demanding. We'll try to do what we have done throughout the season, play bravely and with resolution, especially on defense. It worked well for us so far. How have all the wins this season affected both his and the team's confidence? To be honest, of course it affected us a lot. Right after the cup, our ambitions grew. We were uplifted, individually and as a team. We started playing on another level and defeated Budućnost. I believe that all of the good things that have been happening this season are a big boost for all of us individually, as well as a big boost before the final series. Young Serbian national team member Rade Zagorac missed most of the season following an injury in the first round matchup with Crvena Zvezda. He reminded us what a talented player he is when he returned to action at the very end of ABA League, especially in the games against Budućnost. Unfortunately, Zagorec sustained another injury while preparing for the final series. How is he feeling now? Yes, I've suffered a shoulder injury a week ago. It wasn't a bad one. I just needed a few days of rest. Our medical team did a good job, and now I'm back in action. Everything is okay, and I'm getting ready for the final series with the rest of the team. This generation of Mega Leks and their results are being called historic. How do the players react to that? We achieved a lot this season, winning the cup, semi-finals against Budućnost from the beginning of the season, thanks to hard work and consistency, but in spite of constant injuries, we have managed to fight through. Everything is excellent now. Apart from this competition, we are also playing in the domestic league, which may be the most important competition of all. With hard work, I think we will face every challenge in good spirits.
Dobrim treningom smatram da ćemo to dočekati u nekom pravom raspoloženju.
Mega Leks and Crvena Zvezda know each other very well. This season, as well as previous ones, they have played a number of games. The players know each other from the national team games. Is there room for surprises in the final playoff series? Does Mega have an ace up its sleeve? Crvena Zvezda has a great team with excellent leadership, quality players, fantastic supporters and a home court advantage. Their results speak for themselves. They don't need to be praised. The series against CSKA in EuroLeague says it all. All three games went down the wire. We will try to give ourselves a chance in the finals with aggressive play and energy, just as we did throughout the season. That style of play doesn't suit any of the teams in Europe. We will try to be as prepared as possible. It won't be easy because of the schedule, but we will try to be in control of our own destiny. This has been an excellent season for Danilo Nikolic as well. The power forward is the team's second best three-point shooter behind Luvavu. During the season, he scored some important buckets for Dejan Milojevic's team. How is Nikolic dealing with the unusually long break before the final playoff series? After a tough semi-final series that we had the fortune to end after only 2 games, we unexpectedly had a month off, as you said. We had 7 days of rest, and then we started preparing for Crvena Zvezda. And that's it. What are the Montenegrins' ambitions for the finals? We have the highest ambitions, even though we have had a lot of problems with injuries. It is unclear whether Team Luvavu will play the first game against Crvena Zvezda. But in the semi-final series, we have proved that even depleted by injuries, we can defeat anyone if we play as a team. For him, the final series will be a duel with a player who has not only marked the ABA League season, but also the formidable EuroLeague. What does he expect from the duel with Quincy Miller, who plays the similar style of basketball? It will be definitely very interesting. Miller is an excellent player with a distinctive quality, which is to take the ball across the court. I'm still working on that aspect of my game. It will definitely be interesting. There is no doubt that Crvena Zvezda will be the favorite in the final playoff series, but Dejan Milojevic's team proved that they thrive as an underdog and can beat any rival. Mega Leks has already won 1 trophy. Who is to say that the youngest team in the league doesn't have the right to believe it can pull off 3 wins against the EuroLeague quarterfinalist and the defending ABA League champion?